Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullah. In this short video, I'm going to share with you why you should learn a lot more about the very short surahs at the end of the Quran, Surah Al-Fil to Surah Al-Nas. In the program I'm going to do in Good Tree Academy this week, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday in the evening, inshallah, you're going to learn the skills and basic concepts to be able to understand any page of the Quran directly in Arabic, inshallah ta'ala. And as we learn these skills and concepts, we're going to focus a lot on the last 10 surahs, as well as a few other surahs, but we're going to have a lot of focus on the last 10 surahs. Why are these surahs important? Think about this. Every Muslim, everybody who starts to learn about the Quran, starts from the short surahs. Converts, raised Muslims, young and old, everybody starts with the short surahs at the end of the Quran. Whether we're starting to learn to read, or memorize, or even learn the meaning of the Quran, we start from the short surahs at the end of the Quran. And Allah knows this. Allah, everything is by design. The whole Quran, He designed it to be this way. He designed it to have long surahs, very long surahs, and very short surahs. He designed it this way. And the points that Allah makes in the short surahs, He designed for these particular pieces of advice to be in one single surah. Those pieces of advice, those messages that Allah gives us in the short surahs, He meant for each of those messages to be one standalone surah. Let me give you an example. The story of the army that came to attack Mecca with elephants. A lot of us know the surah, Surah Al-Fil. It talks about that incident and of an army coming to attack with elephants. This is about 3 lines that Allah is explaining what happened. There are many stories in the Quran that take about 3 lines. You have the story of Ashab al-Sabt. Allah mentions them a few times, but there's one place Allah tells their story. It's about 3 lines also, but it's in the middle of a very big surah. Same thing for the story of Bil'am bin Ba'ura. Allah doesn't mention him by name, but his story comes also. It's a few lines, and it's in a very big surah. And many stories like this are just a few lines, but they're somewhere in the middle of a big surah. Why did Allah decide that the story of the army of elephants was going to be its own surah, not somewhere in the middle of a big surah? Why did Allah decide that other stories would not make their own surah at the end of the Quran, but that they would be part of a bigger surah? There has to be a reason for this. And so in the program, inshallah, we're going to discover gems and very powerful, applicable, very relevant insight from Allah for us living in Texas in 2023. In those last 10 surahs of the Quran. It is by design that this is what Allah talks about. He made some surahs very short and some surahs very long, and by design, the surahs that are very short, that He knows everybody's going to start with, they have the most important message for anybody who's trying to get to know their religion, trying to get to know their Lord, trying to get to know how to live their life. That message in the last 10 surahs is the most relevant and most appropriate for us. And you're going to discover a lot of that in the program, inshallah, this week. So join us. This is QuranIntuitive.com/Goodtree. And you'll find out more details. You'll be able to watch testimonials of what people think about the program. Inshallah, I hope to see a lot of people join the program. Barakallahu feekum. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullah.